Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your seats, for the show is likely to begin any moment now. We're counting down the seconds for another exciting Vobes show. Should be quite amusing. There's a bald bloke with no hair, which is actually the definition of a bald bloke, I suppose. Although, thank you. Sorry, a message is coming through from H-Quarters. What does it say? Whatever you do, don't launch the show tonight. Why, it's not. If you do, the whole world will blow up. There's a virus, don't you know? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting Vobes show. I'm Richard Vobes, and this is my show on the 21st of April, 2020. It's a Tuesday, and welcome back to another show. It's like the last 24 hours never went by. The minute I turn the microphone off here, it seems like the microphone is slapped back on again. But hey-ho, that's the way it goes at the moment. So, another day, another dollar. Let's hope so. Don't forget, if you're thinking of dollars, I just sort of make that a known thing. Anyway, lovely to see Beach Writer 8. Here we are now, she says. Ernie is there, and Monk Stanton Man. Richard, bread making is impossible. I've tried it dozens of times. Ha ha ha! So you tell me, but I can tell you, la 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 la. Look at this, a wonderful piece of bread I made. A wonderful piece of bread I made. A wonderful piece of bread I made on a cold and crusty morning. La 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 la. By the way, there's 8 hours of this. La 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 on a cold and crusty morning. Ha ha! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have made another piece of bread. Looks successful so far. We're going to give it a little try out in a minute. Meanwhile, Linda Kane says, "Gosh, gosh, 7 hours passed quickly. Seven? What do you mean 7? So 24, I think you'll find, or 23, I suppose, or 22 and a half. If an hour and a half show ends, then yeah, if you see what I mean. Hi Ernie. What ho, Vobesters got her in time for the countdown, says Andrew Norris. Lovely to see you, young Andrew Norris, out there in Croatia, which is lovely. In Croatia, do you not do a lot of crocheting? Do you do a lot of crocheting in Croatia? Must be a haven for it. Seeley Chase says, here and there, hi Vobes and everyone. Hi everyone, and hi Vobes. Hi Vobes. Andrew Forbes says, hey, funny, I was thinking it's like waiting for a pub to open, isn't it just? Oi, time, come on, open the doors, mate. Kevin Hall said, had to mention it. Hopefully that will be it for tonight. Be what? What? Mention what? What? The pub? The pub opening? Mention the pub? I just mentioned the pub, mate. Evening to you, says Andy Stacey, Steve G, Turbo Stream, time flashes by. It certainly does. Looks like Jan and Sarni's are on the cards. Are they on the cards? I meant to move the cards. You're not supposed to see me sitting here playing solitaire. And solitaire's the only game in town. Who sang that then, eh? Who sang that? I know, I did. Yeah, I did. All right, fair enough. Mystic Hair looks like Jam Psalm. I've just read that. Why am I reading the same stuff? I do not know. The lovely Judith is there. Evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Hang on. We've got some new ones here. Well done, Richard, says Monk Stanton Man. Well done. Woohoo! On with the show. That's a big un. That is a big un, I can tell you. The bread's quite huge, too. Ed Loud says, look like he used strong flour. No. I didn't, actually. I did not use any. I went to Morrison's today, went and had a look at their shelves. There's no flour. No flour at all. I had to use up the dregs. Best one yet, says Ron Langley. Thank you very much, Ron. Turbo Stream says, no wonder that's a flour shortage. Richard has it all. If only I am using up the last bits. I'll tell you the recipe that I used if it's successful in a moment. So there we go. Hi, Julia. Where's Julia? I can't see Julia. They're saying hi, Julia. Wait, that's Judith. Am I getting everybody on the chat? I'm on live chat. Live chat, yeah, live chat. Obviously not getting all the comments. How bizarre. David Sargent, evening all. Evening all. Evening all to you. The bread looks yummy and golden. The world's best bakers are men. Hey! The island of Harris is also famous for its tweed wool, says Mike Stevens, apropos of. Are there conversations going on that I cannot see and am not witness to? Because that does sound like that's just come out of the blue. Oh, the lovely Julio says, LOL, Dendy. Dave Baker, I've just got homemade rice pudding with jam. Oh, that sounds nice. And Jeff Kellerson's I'm late. Looks like Vobie figured out bread of heaven. La la. Anyway, Jeff, big thank you to Jeff. Jeff sent me some money. Some money! But there was a catch. He said I had to go and buy these corn dogs from Tesco's. Now, the chances are the only Tesco's that are going to sell corn dogs in Britain is going to be the very big Tesco's on the other side of town, which, I have to tell you, feel a bit nervous about going out to getting it, mainly because big Tesco's, unless I get there really, really early, which I'm not likely to do, not that far, is to get in the queue and wait. It's a huge supermarket. If you think so you might have to wait for these corn dogs till after the lockdown, and then I promise I'll go and get them. But at this moment, my time is too precious to wait for an hour or so in a big queue to the end of the car park trying to get into the Durrington Tesco's. Unless there's a way of ordering them online and getting them in. That would be all right. But I think Jeff's insistent. Absolutely insistent. I insist, he says. Where are you, Jeff, by the way? We want to know where you are. Where is that lorry trucking to? Josephine Suter says, your tea's... Oh, yes, my tea. Of course. Thank you very much, Josephine. Josephine! Not tonight, Josephine. Not tonight, Josephine. Not tonight! What about tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow is a much better night, thank you. Yes, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea here on the show. Whilst I'm making tea, ring. You may ring on 0793 474679. Oh, but if you do ring, please be a monk. Please go 0793 474679. For no reason, really. Right, then we're going to put the milk in first. The tea should have brewed. Yeah, there we are. Look at that lovely tea. Look at that lovely tea. You can't look because I've got the, what's the name in the front? I should have put the, not thinking tonight, am I? I should have put the old cattle grid on. There it is. Look at that little owl. Owls are doing. There's a little bit extra there. Oh, blimey. I haven't even started yet. Got a phone call coming in. Don't panic, Mr. Manring. Don't panic. Let's find out who's on the line then. Hello there. Who's calling the Vobes?
It's your Croatian correspondent. I thought I'd put you out of your misery.
Oh, my Croatian. Tell me, do you do a lot of crochet?
Well, in the village there is a women's group where they are trying to preserve traditional skills and knitting and weaving and crocheting and lace work.
Well, do you know, I figured there had to be. There had to be.
Yes, and I'm an honorary member of this group.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Nothing surprises me with you, Andrew Norris.
Well, it's another creative outlook. And,
so what have you honorarily made in your honorary group?
Well, I introduced them to stencil printing of designs.
Oh, right.
And when I did this documentary for the television, they filmed us printing these aprons, which we were going to give as gifts to this. We get a visit every year from a group of about 35 Americans who come over to Croatia on genealogical tours.
Oh, nice.
And they go to all the famous places in like Dubrovnik and, of course, Zagreb and other places on the coast. But then they come and spend a day with us in the village. And they always, before they reach us, they always wonder why they're going to this obscure little village. And don't forget, these are people whose ancestors came from Croatia, probably from villages. But it's only when they actually come and spend the day with us, that they understand why Robert, who leads the group, brings them to the village. And they've been coming now for 7 years, every year. Different groups, but
Yes.
it's a genealogical tour. And for a lot of the people, it's a really moving experience for them to come to feel a village atmosphere and to get some sense of how their ancestors lived.
I bet it's absolutely overwhelming for some of them.
It is, and I've interviewed them and filmed some of the people and the stories that they bring with them, how they're trying to track down their ancestral village. It's really, really moving.
Well, I'll tell you what's moving in the studio is my bread. My bread.
I can hear it, yeah.
I have
It's
been
a very
slicing.
good loaf, I have to say.
It is a lovely loaf, this one.
Yeah.
What is this, third or fourth time? I can't remember. Hang on. 1, 2 that didn't do anything. The third one that rose. This is the fourth one.
No, this one looks really good. Yeah,
It does.
I'm
It
impressed by it.
looks amazing. It smells nice. It's still a tad warm, but it's been out the oven about an hour and a half.
Brilliant.
It's not as
Years ago, I used to work in a hospital, and I had a room in the staff hospital, and at the end of the corridor was a room where people could dry their clothes, and it was a fantastic room for proving bread. So I started making bread with this wonderful recipe from Elizabeth David, who was a well-known cook at the time, and the smell would percolate through the corridors, and various friends of mine would mysteriously come and visit me soon after the bread came out of the oven.
Yes, I bet. It is one of those.
Yeah.
It's one of those aromas like coffee. You know,
I know,
freshly
I know.
ground coffee.
I know. And you know, they say that if you're trying to sell your house and you
Yes.
have visitors coming, you should either have coffee percolating or bread in the toaster.
Absolutely. I'm sure
Yeah.
it works. Well, I have to tell you, I've just put some butter on this bread.
Yes, yeah.
It is delicious.
I bet it is, yeah.
It is delicious. My goodness.
Gosh.
There you go.
Is it-
Third time lucky.
Well, bravo you. Yeah, excellent. Another trick that I got from my grandmother is that if you're using fresh yeast, I think you could probably use it with dry yeast, but with fresh yeast, when you put it in a cup with warm water to get it frothing, my grandmother always used to put a spoon of honey, not sugar, because she never touched sugar, but a spoonful of honey, and that would really help excite the yeast, and then you use it in the mixture for the bread.
Well, I did exactly that. I did. I took the dried yeast, which I'm keeping in the fridge now with the plastic thing on, and I put the certain quantity, whatever it is, into a little ramekin with a little warm water, and I did put sugar in because I didn't have any honey, and I let it, start to froth up a bit, and then when I'm adding the water to the mix.
Yes.
I put the yeast in, and I've got it all mixed up and stuff. And then any deposits left in the ramekin of the yeast, I'm using the excess water to sort of scoop that up first and get it in, so I don't waste any of it.
Yeah.
And it does it. I'm very excited by all of this. I mean, little things for little minds,
I know. I mean, bread is such a noble tradition to bake bread. And whoever said earlier that it doesn't work, ignore them, because third time, and you made a wonderful looking loaf.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, it will make a great prop in a film. But talking of films, how is the film world of Andrew Norris over there in Croatia? Oh, and before you get to that, is the cathedral is the church cathedral thingy still standing?
Yeah. Oh yes, it is.
We last saw them take the little pinnacle off.
The pinnacle off. Yeah. There's a lot of damage inside the cathedral, so it's roped off and no one can go in it. But there was scaffolding on the right-hand tower ever since I can remember. They're very slow at their conservation work, so who knows when it'll be restored to its former glory.
Well, absolutely. Oh,
I must admit, it's not a cathedral I particularly liked inside the atmosphere. I didn't particularly like, but it's a symbol of Zagreb, and you feel, this is my adopted city. I feel that my adopted city has been wounded.
It's like losing a tooth, isn't it? It's like you've got a tooth missing in the front of your face, and it's like, it's scarred for life.
Interesting analogy, yes.
Well, but it's something you would notice if you, only if you
Oh,
know, if you
indeed,
know
yes,
the,
yeah,
if you know the thing, you go, oh, there's something missing, isn't it? I wonder what it is. There's something about the
yeah,
landscape that's not. Oh, yes, that's right. There was a
yes,
pinnacle there.
yeah,
So your
yeah.
filmmaking, how's the filmmaking going, young
Well,
man?
it's good. I've been working on the film for about a year or so now. This is one about in the village, the church bell. I did a little version of it for the Vobes show
You
a few
did?
months ago, and this is a longer 10-minute version. And I'm almost coming to the point where I've got to say that it's finished, because if I keep tweaking it, it'll lose its kind of spontaneity.
Oh, yeah, that can
So
happen easily.
so I've kind of said to myself, in fact, today, that this is it. I wanted to do some color grading, but I don't know DaVinci Resolve that well in order to be able to do that. So there's one scene where it changes, where it's a little bit bluish, and then when I come out through that rock and into the daylight, it's more kind of yellowish, orangish.
There
So
is.
I can't get the color balance right. So I'm
It's
not
fiddly,
going
isn't
to
it?
worry about it.
You see these YouTube people and they're doing all this stuff, and you think, wow, this is alchemy, because when you
Yeah,
try it yourself,
yeah,
it is like going in with great big gum boots on.
yeah. And there are so many different ways that you can adjust the color, tweak the
Yes,
color. I
yes,
mean, I'm sure they all overlap in some way or other, but it's becoming familiar with each method of color changing.
absolutely. And then if you've been staring at the screen for any length of time, your whole idea of what colours are changes.
Yeah,
And you have
yeah,
to go back
yeah.
to, and you go, hang on, let me just look at what it looked like before I was fiddling. And you go, oh, it looks quite good. Look,
Actually, it's usually, yes. In fact, I did go back to the original. I tweaked it many times, but
yeah.
I looked at how it was originally, and I was like, actually, it's not so bad
It's
after all.
not so. It doesn't. Yeah, because I think sometimes you can go too far as you tweak and tweak and
Yeah,
tweak, and then
yeah.
suddenly you think, yeah, that's it. Then the next day you look at it, or the next time you go, oh my god, what was I thinking?
I know, I know, I know. But it's it's an exciting process, I have to say. But I should investigate it with different projects, not just this one project.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the lockdown is going on in Croatia. They haven't let people out. They've letting them out in other parts of the world, aren't they?
Well, I mean, when I take Zorro for a walk around 5 o'clock, particularly when it's nice weather on the floodplain, there's a lot of people, but they're walking 3 rows, along the embankment or along the river or right through the middle of the meadow.
Right.
So,
So there's still.
you can keep away from people, but
Yes. Do you think more people are venturing out now than they were?
I think, in a way, yes. Although people are pretty good here about staying indoors. I mean, certainly in the morning. I suppose in the afternoon, when the sun is very nice and the children have been cooped up all day, then people do want to get out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think there are more people who are venturing out now, not because they're necessarily flouting the rules, but I think just people have been a bit nervous about going out. And people are for their
and
exercise.
They see more and more people going out.
Yes, and it just looks busier than it probably is.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, because everyone's going to the same place.
They're all going to the fun fair at the moment, but never mind.
I heard about that. You heard that?
It's
Is
outrageous.
it actually open?
Well, it is now. They're on the Dodgems
God.
and they're on the
Really?
the Big Dipper or whatever.
Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't been. I haven't been down. I haven't been. I have no idea.
Yeah. One thing I am looking forward to is being able to get my hair cut.
Oh yes.
I was inspired by a video from Mike Dixon when he was
yes
giving his lovely dog a bit of a shave. So I thought, I'll have a go myself.
Yes.
On myself, and luckily I stopped when I did because it was a real mess. So I'm not going out very much unless I wear a hat.
Well, that is. I mean, luckily I don't have that issue. It all
Yeah.
comes off and it's not a problem. But it is funny when you see people getting slightly scruffier and hairier, and that's just the women.
And the men look even worse.
The men, yeah, they're so temperamental they won't appear on camera. But the women, they all, they've got big goatee beards now, and long. They're buying all that wax to put on their moustaches.
Yeah.
Bless them. They look great. It's a new fashion statement.
Yeah, well, I think maybe there will be a new fashion coming out of this.
I should think so. The grunge look will be back.
Yeah, wearing the same clothes for a month.
Absolutely. I have been guilty of wearing the same clothes because you just think, well, what's that? I've only got to wash them otherwise, and it's all over the place. At least
Well, I've noticed you wearing your Jack and Jones sweatshirt, which I hate on several occasions.
Yes.
But today you had your lovely purple jumper, which you were wearing on the show last night. So
Yes.
I like that jumper, but the other one,
I know.
I have to say,
I know.
you know how I feel about that.
I know, but it is a very comfortable. It's well.
Well, this is it.
The trouble is, it's of a thinness or thickness that is suiting a certain part of the temperature, whereas the other jumper is great first thing in the morning when it's a little bit nippy but sunny. And today I'm in this grubby old thing because I haven't been out to go out and buy some new. I need some new clothes. I need new fashion. I need new wardrobe, darling. And you can't go and buy anything. I'm in, Oxfam shut.
Yeah.
I get all my stuff from there.
Yeah.
You can well believe it, he says.
Well.
Anyway.
Okay, man.
It's
got a video lined up by someone?
Oh, yeah, I've got a... Yeah, better play a video, I suppose. I forgot about that. I just thought we were having a natter. There's other people watching. I forgot about that. It's just you and me having a good old chinwag.
Well, next time I come over, then we'll get together.
Yeah, next time you come over, come on the show.
Okay.
That's what we want.
I'll cycle down.
Cycle down, and we'll get you on the show.
All right.
And then you can cycle home. No, then you can... I'll get the Z bed out.
All right, okay. Hopefully I'll have had a decent haircut by then.
Yeah, I don't want any sort of, long-haired hippies from Liverpool coming in.
No, none of that. No. Or slags from Surrey.
Oh, well, that's all right. Yeah. All right, then, all right, Andrew, man. Lovely to talk to you.
Okay, and if there are any ladies out there, they should call in a bit.
Yes, get the ladies to call in.
Some female voices.
Some female voices.
On the telling bone.
On the telling bone. All right, Cat Weasel.
Yes. All right, Richard.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye. There we are, the lovely Andrew Norris, after some women, to ring in, obviously, but not quite yet, because we're going to go to the videos. But before we go to the videos, let's just have a look here. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, says Dean Cooper. Jeff Kellison says, I thought Richard eating a corn dog during the show would be quite fun, and it would be fun. You're absolutely right. However, I don't want him to use up his precious time getting them. Well, it isn't so much that. It's just... it's the queuing and in big Tesco's. But I promise I will. But if we can, maybe we can get them over in here in a different way. Corn dogs are something big in the USA, apparently. Yeah, I've never heard of them. But apparently it's a sausage on a stick. I mean, could I make one? Is it possible to make one? That would be all right, wouldn't it? Maybe I could get some sausage meat and stick a stick on it. I've got plenty of logs. It's just battered sausage. Calm down, folks, says Ed Loud. I wonder if the fish and chip shop is open. I could just go and skewer some of those. Mike Stevens says that they have an artificially made bread smell at the entrance to Marks and Spencer. I wonder where you were going with that for a moment. They have an artificial bread smell at the entrance to Marks and Spencer's food halls. Oh, do they? So it's not really they're not actually making it. Perhaps it would improve his corny jokes, says Michael Angel. Thanks, Michael Angel. Steve Chase says, what kind of bread did you make, Vobes? I made this kind of bread. I don't know what kind of bread it is. Flour. And it was flour. Yeah, flour. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you the ingredients this time. So I've been using... Hang on. I've been using this whole Oakland Mill... full fat flour, wholemeal stone ground flour, red lammas flour, old traditional flour, right? And this time it's 3 cups of flour to make this loaf. So I've used half a cup. So I suppose that is a 1/6 of the recipe. And then I used 2 cups of plain flour, half a cup of that. The other half a cup I put in self-raising flour just to see what would happen. The yeast and a little bit of sugar, a little bit more oil than I have been putting in, which has made it a bit more moist, I think. And that's it. And do you know what I forgot to put in? Salt. I didn't put any salt in. I'm supposed to put salt in. I completely forgot. Wouldn't know. That is delicious. Could do with a bit of salt though. Let's catch up with the rest of the comments in a minute. But first, move my teapot because it's in the way of my control panel. And we have some lovely videos to play in. So today I thought we'd start with Barry Stevens. Barry Stevens has been out and about with his son Faden. Where are you out and about today, Barry?
Hello Richard and everyone, Barry Stevens and Faden here.
Hello.
We're just in a place called Deer Park, which is not very exciting. It's just literally behind my house, so we've come for
our daily walk.
Our daily walk, yeah. We'll get back to you if we find something interesting. See you in the mo. Okay, Faden's going to make a wish.
I wish the virus would go away.
Good lad. Thought we'd say hello to these cows.
I think they're just drinking water.
Yeah, lots of cows in the fields there.
Yeah. Can't even count them.
No.
Really. There's probably some behind the hill as well.
Probably. Let's see what we can find further up the path. Okay.
Richard will probably remember this canal, because the castle's actually that way. But Richard probably hasn't been on this bit of the canal.
No, he didn't. This was a bit further on.
Yeah.
This is just another bit of the canal you might like.
Yeah.
You've got an old worker longboat there, which they use for dredging the canal and stuff, I think. This bridge is basically used for cattle, I think, and farmyard equipment.
And also, this is basically Stoke Canal, so he'll probably remember it.
He will do. Get back to you later on. I just thought I'd show you this pub here. It's called
the Water Witch.
Yeah, it's called the Water Witch. It's called that because there's a legend of a lady, a mysterious old lady used to live in a boat about 150 years ago who was named as the local witch. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but that's why the pub was called the Water Witch.
And it's also, as you already know, it's closed because due to the coronavirus.
It is. We'll get back to you in a second. I'll just let you have a look at the water reflecting on the ceiling and roof of this tunnel.
Yeah, that might look deep, but it's probably way deeper than you think.
Probably is. See you in a moment. Right, this is where the canal opens up into Odium Wharf, just where boats can turn around, and you got boat hire over there. You can hire longboats and rowing boats, kayaks and things like that.
This is the perfect place to hire a boat because, you can just because if you accidentally went that way, you could always turn around there and then go that way.
You could.
And then hire a boat or something.
Yeah, that's where you can hire boats. I'd just like to finish on this interesting piece on the side of this house, which probably was once a pub, called Crowley & Co, Alton Ales and Stout. Aleister Crowley, I don't know if anyone's familiar with that name, but he was a notorious occultist in the 20th century. He was also a world leading in mountain climbing, a world champion chess player, a poet and an author. He caused a lot of controversy in his day. His father had a brewery in local Alton. It was called Crowley & Co. If you know anything about witchcraft and stuff like that, you'll know about Crowley. Anyway, get back to you soon. Bye bye. Right, we'll leave you with the shot of the front of the Water Witch that you saw just now, and we'll say bye bye.
Goodbye, Richard and all.
Take care. Bye bye.
There we go, the lovely Barry Stevens and the wonderful Faden. Fantastic. Lovely looking pub, that, I have to say. Would like to go there and have a drink sometime. Be nice. Thank you very much, Barry. You're a star for churning out the videos and keeping us all entertained with all these interesting places that you go to. Superb. Keep them coming. Philip Hammond says, Richard, did you get my email today? I did, and I did forward the picture of the Fiona's Eagle Owl, Flots. And I forwarded that on to Julia. I can't. Hang on a minute. I wonder if I can show the world and his brother here. Let me just see. I haven't put it on the system, but what I can do using special magic powers that I don't really have but can pretend to have, is I can do this, which isn't the best way of showing it. It's a bit of it's in shadow, but I have forwarded the picture to the lovely Julia, so that's all good. Let's have a look at some of the comments. The lovely Julia is saying, "Oh, how are they made?" And oh yes, it's the batter. It's the batter in the corn made from corn flour, I guess. I did notice, Kevin, your hair was a little long. You wait till you see Kevin in today's video that we're going to play in a little bit shortly. Kevin says, I will never get it as long as when I was a teenager. It was shoulder length and I loved it, you long-haired hippie. Dean Cooper says, Barry, a 6-metre piece of uni stud hit me in the face at work, split my nose open, but it was a pre-loaded item by a warehouse guy. I am a delivery driver. There you go. Not quite sure what that was in aid of, but we had it anyway. Trevor Hand says the batter... Oh, yes, there we are. Thank you, Trevor. It's made of corn flour. And ouch, says Barry. I hope you're all mended now. And here we go. Josephine Suter says, have you had your fruitcake from the Dawn lady yet? Do you know? I don't know if you're watching, Dawn, but I have been out the last couple of days peering into my little box outside my front door. No fruitcake with icing on. No fruitcake. I'm bitterly disappointed. Do you know, when Barry's thing was on, I just saw Josephine's message there, and I just thought, right, I'll just go and double check in case it is sitting in there waiting for me, because I've got my cup of tea here, and wouldn't it be lovely to have a bit of that with the tea? But no, it hasn't arrived. I'm all upset now. I am all upset. Robert Baxter says, is that the Basingstoke Canal? I believe it is. That's beautiful photography. The drinks are on me, Richard. Oh, fantastic. Yes, actually, it is your turn, to be fair. Because I remember when we went to the Mill House, or whatever it was called. Linda Kane says, Crowley's been mentioned in one of Richard's videos. Can't remember which one. Yeah, we went to, I think it was Iping. Near Midhurst. Kevin will know that. Hello, Richard. I know Kevin. I know Iping. It's only up the road from me. I've been walking there since I was a boy. I bet you have. Stephen Ruff says, I thought that Crowley's house burnt down. Yeah, probably a bit like King Alfred. He was trying to make cakes, and instead of burning the cakes, he burnt the house. Bad mistake. You don't get into the history books for that. Barry Stevens says, Michael, he used to be since it burnt down, but I've been in it. It's in Scotland by Loch Ness, called something or other I can't pronounce. Veg Grower Podcast says, wish I could grow my hair long. We have a phone call, ladies and gentlemen. We have a phone call. Let's find out who's calling the Vobes on the show tonight. Hello there. Who's calling?
It's Dawn.
Hello, Dawn!
I haven't delivered the cake.
I noticed you hadn't delivered the cake. I thought, what kind of service is this? This is an outrage.
It's John's birthday today, and I couldn't give you a birthday cake before the birthday, could I?
Oh, I see. Oh.
So we're going to Morrison's tomorrow morning, and it'll be delivered to you then.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Johnny.
Thank you.
How was the cake?
It was really nice. Yeah.
And have you?
I think you'll like it.
You haven't eaten all of it then?
No, I have left you some. Yeah.
It's an outrage. I didn't know when you were going to deliver it, and I kept looking in my box, because I do look in my box from time to time, just in case, all sorts of things get shoved in there.
Yeah. No, I had to have the first piece, you see.
Well,
I had to test it out.
I forgot. I did forget that it was your birthday. I thought it was the day before than the day it is.
I see.
So what else? So tell me, here we are, birthday boy in lockdown. Wonder how many other people have had to do that, where people have gone...
Well, I think the Queen has.
Oh, the Queen has. I mean, people
The
can't.
It's the Queen's birthday today, yeah.
People obviously at a slight disadvantage because they can't just nip out at the last minute and go, "Oh, it's John's birthday. Well, I haven't got him anything. Oh, I'll just nip out to somewhere and get something."
That's true, yeah.
Good excuse, isn't it? Sorry, love.
Yeah.
We're in lockdown. I couldn't get out to get you anything. Never mind.
Yeah, no party this year. Oh dear, oh dear.
No. So did you get some nice presents apart from the cake?
Oh, I got some money from Dawn.
Oh, good. Some nice money.
And my oldest son, he lives in Hemel Hempstead.
Oh.
He said he sent me something by post, but it hasn't come yet.
Oh, yeah, of course. Post. No such thing as post in lockdown, you know. Oh no, it's
dear.
lost in the post. Damn, I could have sent you some socks.
But that would have been nice, yeah.
Yeah, some darn
Because
socks.
all mine have got holes in.
Well, I was going to say I've got ones with holes in that. I don't know if Dawn does a bit of darning, does she?
For years.
Not for years. People don't do that, do they? They do not do that sort of thing anymore.
No, we're so well off in this country. That's what it is.
That's
we
it.
throw things away.
We just throw them away. You know, look, there's a few holes in there. Chuck it.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry that you've been waiting for your cake that hasn't come, but it will be there tomorrow, Richard.
Well, I don't want you to have the image of me standing there like some demented fool waiting in vain by the box. Please don't have that. I mean, I haven't been going out. Oh, there was a slight noise. What was that? Hang on, is it in the box? Oh no, it's not in the box. Is it? Oh. No, I haven't quite been like that.
Oh, yeah, and we like to look at your bread now. Hint.
Yeah, I'll have to. Oh, blimey! I've just knocked it over. That's damaged now. It's damaged. Well, I'll have to. I'll have to put a slice of the bread, or maybe 2 slices of the bread, in a little plastic bag. Or container.
That's a fair swap, isn't it?
And then we could swap them round.
Yeah.
Because the other loaf I did eat, and it was very Moorish actually. I gobbled it up very quickly. And And the trouble is that I don't know. Do either of you bake bread?
Do we what?
I used to have a baking around when I was younger. I used to make it all for our village that I lived in.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What? How did you make your bread?
I made it. Well, I used to put it in the I used to use real yeast and then put it in the airing cupboard to rise. I used to make honey rolls. Put honey on the top. It's really nice.
Oh, I forgot. I put a little bit of cinnamon into this loaf.
Wow, that's good.
Because we were talking about that yesterday, and you wouldn't know. You would have no idea that there was cinnamon. I better not let you have that piece. I've just shoved my nose up against it. I assume that you can't get the coronavirus by sharing bits of cake and bread.
Oh, yeah, that's a point.
You hadn't thought about that. Might have. Don't worry though. If you bring the cake round, I'll squirt hand sanitizer all over it.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Well, I did put gloves on and everything. So
oh, yeah. Well, I didn't put any gloves on with this. I mean, look, the way I'm handling it.
Oh, no.
So you can always throw it in the bin.
No.
And toast it. That's probably the best thing, is to toast it. And then that way, any bits of virus sitting there going, I'm on the bread, will get toasted. Go, oh no, not in the toaster.
Oh, dear, you are funny.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, we're planning to come early to Morrison's shopping, so we'll pop it in. We hope to be about 8 o'clock. You said it opens, isn't it?
8 o'clock. That's the best time to. Yeah, that is exactly the best time to go.
Yeah, we're planning to get up early then, and we'll put it in your little box.
Will you be zipping in on your bikes?
No, we're coming in the car.
Very sensible.
I haven't been shopping since the lockdown, so I'm running out of everything.
You've not been shopping? What? Since whenever it was, a month ago?
Not to the big shops.
Oh, I see.
No, I just go to the little local ones, but I'm running out of things. They don't sell anymore.
No. Well, I can tell you that there's no flour. If you're looking for flour, there's none in Morrison's.
Oh dear.
No.
Yeah. So I won't be making my fruit cake if I don't get any flour.
No, I mean they've got the other type of flowers. You know, in the front there, they got all those flowers. No. But you can't really, mix it up with a bit of yeast and get sort of bread petals.
I could try oat flour.
Could you?
Yeah, you put porridge oats in a blender and you blend it really fine and it goes into flour.
Oh. Just a moment. Just 1 second. It's going into my little filing cabinet here. Somebody said, who keeps tea in a filing cabinet? I keep my tea in a filing cabinet, but also I've got porridge oats in my filing cabinet.
Well, there you go.
Who keeps oats in a filing cabinet? You know,
only the Richard Vobes.
Most people sitting in their office, opening the filing cabinet, pull out a big bottle of whiskey or something like that. You know, me, I've got oats. Always like to sow my oats in the studio. Oh dear, it's a funny old game, isn't it? Life, business, very funny.
Oh, okay then.
Right. Okay then. Is that a cue? Is that a cue to go? Well, I will look forward to that. I will bung a slice of bread in a plastic bag if I can find one, and shove it in there. But I'm not sure if I've got a container. That's the only trouble because there are ants about.
Oh, well, don't worry, Richard. That's okay.
I won't worry.
From the coronavirus.
Well, that's it. They're all carrying about. They've got them on their backs. A nice lump of corona going, come on, we've got to get this to number 32.
Oh, okay, then we'll let you go and let somebody else go on the phone.
Thank you very much. Lovely to hear
Nice
from you
talking
both.
to you. Okay.
Happy
Bye,
birthday,
Richard.
John.
Yeah, thank you very much, and bye.
Thank you very much, and bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There we are, the immutable, the amicable, no, what's the indolitable? No, that's not a word either. Anyway, John and Dawn, or Dawn and John, however you wish to say it. How marvellous is that? They're always a good laugh, aren't they? Keep us all giggling, they do. I was looking forward to Dawn's cake, says Michael Angel. Well, it will be in tomorrow's show. The thing is, can I contain myself for a whole day? If it comes in the morning, it's like, oh my goodness, there's the cake. I'll be drooling all over it. I may have to sort of nip over to Morrison's and buy some fruitcake myself, gobble that up so that I'm sated before I eat the lovely Dawn's cake. Oh, we got another phone call. Hang on, let's all go today. Hello there, caller. You're on the Vobe Show.
Hello, Richard.
Hello.
It's Martin. I don't know if you recognise me, but we met at Avebury. That should ring a few bells. Avebury.
Avebury. Are you Martin with the dogs?
That's right. Yeah.
I don't know who you are. Never heard of you.
Unfortunately, we lost our dog.
Oh no.
And we've got a new one now. We got the same make.
Got the same
make of dog.
Oh right.
And obviously he's a pointer.
Is he? Does he go round going, look at that?
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, me, I have the most obvious jokes under my belt.
Yeah, he's great. This one is we were very upset by him and dying because we had him for about 13 years. It's a long old time.
13?
13, yes,
Yeah.
13 years we had him
that
for.
is, yeah, no, that is very sad. I'm sorry to hear that. But what colour is your new one?
He's a traditional German pointer, and he's brown and cream.
Brown and cream.
And they're like speckled. They're like they're a funny sort of speckly sort of colour. Anyway, they're quite distinctive, but they're great. They're lovely characters.
What's his name?
This one, he is actually full of yeah, he's a bit of a handful, but we're getting there now. He's probably about a year old now.
Oh, is he?
Just had his birthday.
Oh.
I think my wife might have sent in some. She sent in a bit of video footage of his birthday.
Oh.
So that was that.
Oh, how
what I was going to say to you was you were discussing darning socks.
Darning socks, yes.
Yes, I still do it.
You still do it?
Yeah, I still do it because I know it sounds funny, but I've got quite a few long socks, and a lot of them have shrunk. So there's only a few I can wear. So once I get holes in them, I get the dog's tennis ball and I stick them in the hole, and then I use it's a thread. It's just like a wool, and then you stitch, and you sort of make a sort of a weave. You weave the wool in the same direction as as the knitting goes.
So it's like knitting a patch.
Yes, that's great. You got it. Knitting a patch.
Oh, I've got it. What a clever idea. I would never have thought of sticking a tennis ball into the heel or the toe.
That's right. It's old school stuff, this stitching. And I thought, well, I'm not going to give up on the socks because they're quite long. I wear them with breakfast, look, when we're out in the field with the dog.
You wear them with what, breakfast?
I wear them like that, if you like. So there's those short, cut-off trousers. They're worn with those.
Yes.
It's old school stuff. So,
are they like +4s? Are you wearing them with +4s?
Yeah, you got it. That's exactly what they're like. They're moleskin.
Moleskin. Oh, very nice. I mean, how many moles does it take?
It's traditional country look.
Yes.
What I was going to say to you was, we think we found what you were looking for, and that was you were looking for England, yeah?
Did you? Where have you put it?
Well, it is in Delwood, and that's Delwood in Devon. And literally, we went out for a drive today up the road, and it's untouched. It's just green fields and loveliness. Green fields and loveliness.
What's it called? Delwood? Delwood?
It's WDAL. And wood.
Okay, I'm just looking it up.
It's near
oh, yes.
Axminster.
Is it? Oh, yes, Axminster, where they used to make the carpets.
That's right.
Delwood is a village and country parish in East Devon.
That's it. This class is Blackdown Hills.
It's a small village with a church, a primary school and a village hall.
That's right.
St. Peter's Church is a 15th century. It was restored in 1881. It's got some early stained glass window and various other bits and things.
And there's a pub directly opposite called the Tucker's Arms.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Which apparently has been there since they started to build the church, and the Masons actually stayed in there. That's how old this pub is.
Oh, right. Wow.
So it's got obviously lots of history.
Well,
an interesting place. We've been here about 4 years, and we've completely fallen in love with the place. So they do bed and breakfast, obviously when this virus thing is all over.
Yeah.
So it's a good place to stay. If you wanted something completely different and you wanted what you're looking for, is on the doorstep. You won't be disappointed.
Well, no, I'm looking. I am looking.
No, there it is. Yeah, that's it.
I am looking at the pub there. It's not a very good picture there, but look at it. It's a thatched pub.
Yes.
With do you know? I have a weird, sneaky feeling. Is there a village green immediately opposite it?
No.
It looks like
the road and the pub. It's there.
Oh right, okay, fair enough.
Hill. I was going to say, it's really lovely. We went out today. We just thought we had enough of staying in. We just did a circle. And the views absolutely, of course, with the sunshine on it as well. Yeah, there you go. There's the Tucker's Arms.
That's it.
So it's a lovely old place. Obviously, they're doing meals at the moment. Obviously, because they can't open properly because of this virus.
Yes.
So,
you've heard of the virus down there, have you, in East Devon?
You would think, actually, a lot of people are carrying on as it isn't existing, if you like. But we try to, because I'm diabetic, unfortunately. My wife is not good with asthma. But we have to keep out of the way. So we decided that we would just go for walks with the dog, obviously, and keep away from humans.
Yes.
Try to keep away from humans.
Well, at least you've got a dog that can actually show you where they are by pointing at them.
Yes, that's true. He's a bit of a puller, to say the least.
Is he?
But we can't let him off, see, because they say you can't, because you might get in contact with humans, because you might run up to them.
And lick them to death.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
What I was going to say, do you remember discussing with my wife about housewiffery?
Oh, yes.
When we were out on our...
I do remember having a lovely, engaging conversation about housewiffery.
Yes, that's it.
How could anyone forget having a conversation about housewiffery?
That's it. man said, "Guys, a bit of a character because we didn't realise that what you were doing. We were out on one of your Board Explorer things.
That's right.
It was only when I got back home, I put in, because I wanted to find a bit more information about Avebury, and I put it on the YouTube, and who popped up? I thought, I recognise that chap.
There he is.
And it was Richard Vobes.
There, I thought you were going to say it was somebody else then for a minute. Yes.
Yeah. So we watched you ever since.
Ah, bless you. Thank you so much, and thank you for ringing in.
Okay, can you just say cheerio to my wife before you go?
Yes, of course. I'll say cheerio
Okay,
to me
take
wife.
care.
Hello, me wife.
Hi, Richard. Keep safe.
I will do my best. Thank you very much. Look after Martin.
My mum came from Sussex, so that's the other that we have with your part of the world.
Oh, that's...
He came from Crowborough in East Sussex.
Oh, yes, Crowborough is very nice. It's a lovely little bit of
I
Parliament.
think it's changed from her time. She was born in 23.
Oh,
so
well, it might... Yeah, they probably
it'll be
put
the
traffic
times
lights
that
in now.
you reminisce about.
It's what, sorry?
It'd be the times that you reminisce about.
Yes, the old nine...
countryside.
Exactly. Before they started knocking everything down and building...
Putting great big roads through everywhere.
Exactly. I'm
Anyway,
going...
lovely to speak to you.
Yeah,
Have a good evening.
and
Love
you.
to everyone else.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, what a lovely couple. There we are. Met them down in Avebury, as they said. It must have been 2 years ago now. With the lovely Mark English when we were doing some filming, and we would just happen to be filming walking along the causeway, I think it's called down there, and I think it was the dog really that got us going, and it's a shame that the poor old dog is now up there in doggy heaven. Anyway, we better get on with another video and see what people are nattering about. Stephen Ruff says, Richard, you can only pass on what you've got, but since you don't have the lurg, you can't pass it on. There you go, you see? See, I'm under the scrutiny of this camera in front of me and you lot. You are there able to sort of go, well, wait a minute. We've been watching him every day for the last 37 shows, and he seems okay. He's not suddenly come out in hairy spots and grown bigger ears than normal. His nose is not flapping about. He hasn't got a third finger on the left arm. Well, he might have. Turbo Stream says, toasted with a cup of coffee. That sounds nice. Jeff Kellison says, that answers my question. I've always wondered what you guys call porridge. It's oatmeal. Yes. And who keeps their porridge in a filing cabinet? Don't eat the cake for Gord's sake, says Turbo Stream. What do you mean, don't eat the cake? Why? Ants will have your bread away. Da 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 da. Oh, is that da da? Anyway, whatever. Kevin all says, my mum used to make use a tennis ball for darning, I think. So there we are. Old school ideas are perfect here. We have a darning mushroom, says Gloria Stack. Well, don't boast about it, love. A darning mushroom. Oh, darling, you're a darling mushroom. I didn't know mushrooms could dance, says Stephen Ruff. And Josephine Suter says, love it when they dial a number by mistake. Exactly, they didn't know who they were ringing. Dean Cooper says, I'm keeping well, Kevin. So he's talking to Kevin. Bye-bye, says that. And Martin and his wife. There we go. Lovely. Right, let's go into the box. See what we got here. We did Barry, didn't we? Now let's here we are. Let's do this one. I've got to find a piece of audio that's going to accompany this one. If I can find the track, it's not there. It's over here. Here we go. I'm going to play you a poem, which is read by Mike Stevens, and I think composed by Mike Stevens, if I'm right. Mike, this is your poem, "The Mist of Spring," and then we're going to play you a little bit of video, which is by Gloria again, whose name is Elspeth, and they sort of, the two match each other. So let's have a listen now. You'll just have to listen. I'll try not to put you off with any of my antics. Now, I wonder how this is going to work, because I've not actually tried this, because this is coming off the desk. I'm assuming you'll be able to hear this.
Spring's mist over bright waters, hearken unto the sound of sweet song. Golden trees stand proud as light caresses wild bushes of a majestic dawn. Such beauty at the bright morn, as hidden angels sing, to greet us all with delicate music, eternal bliss, ethereal sight, upon which we dwell for ever.
Dawn from the Balcony. Isn't that lovely? Enchanting? Fantastic poetry there. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Grace. How wonderful. I slightly got a bit confused because Nigel Sadler telling me that he had the audio had made a slight mistyping, and I read it as he's got an Audi. But good for you, mate. I hope you go far in it. Yeah, lovely dreamlike video, magical, very nice, soul food, yeah, so beautiful and all of that. So we're going to swiftly move on. Oh, by the way, in all of that lovely dawn mist there, did you see the, just on the other side of that? I assume, by the way, that is the same little pond, stream, river that you saw the deer, that you filmed the deer swimming through. I assume that's the same place that we filmed, what you showed us the other day. I was going to say on the far side, did you notice that's where the fun fair is? It's very close indeed. Gabriel. Oh, tell a lie. Phone call. That was fortunate, wasn't it? Let's find out who's on the phone. Hello.
It's me, Vobes, calling you from Nebraska.
It's Jeff. Hang on, Jeff. Wait there, Jeff. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Oh, hang on. How do I get this to work? There he is. Jeff Killison calling in. I've got your face on the screen.
I'm not sure whether that's good or bad.
It's very good. You've got your hair combed, which is much less than a lot of them.
I didn't mean for you to have to run out and buy corn dogs today. My sister says something that's funny. She says it all the time. She says Vobes is the busiest unemployed man on the planet.
That's true. Yes, the busiest unemployed man. Unemployable, more like.
You used to say that, and I didn't believe you until you said you worked one day at a Wendy's.
I did work one day at a Wendy's in London, and it was opposite. It was at Cambridge Circus, I think it was, in London, opposite when Les Mis was on, Les Miserables, which is a musical by the Hunchback of Notre Dame author. Victor Hugo. There we are. Got there in the end. Although the Hunchback of Notre Dame at the moment is busy in repentance because he's slightly damaged the Notre Dame Cathedral.
Yes, that was truly sad. I was actually home the day that happened.
Well, I wasn't blaming you. I wasn't blaming you. I'm sure you were at home. I'm sure you're innocent as the day is long.
It's very, very, very sad, though, to lose in such an iconic building.
Absolutely. I mean, it'd be the same if Big Ben was to be knocked over or something like that. It would be dreadful. I would like to go and try these corn dogs, but it's the big. I can't think where else I could get them from, and I don't know if anybody.
Well, we're in this for the long haul, so there's no hurry. I mean, you have all the time in the world. I mean.
Well, yes, no. Well, thank you very much. I mean, you made a very nice gesture, and you know what I'm like. I like to sort of try and do these things as quickly as possible in case I forget, or spend the money on something else.
Well, if that's the case, just let me know.
Yes, I will. But so these corn dogs are basically battered sausages in a corn batter on a stick.
I think that the average American, if they were being honest, and they told you the reason why they were going to a fun fair, it would be for a corn dog. I would say half.
Right.
The other half would be for the rides.
Right. Okay.
So I thought it was quite interesting that they didn't have them that no one had heard of them. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, and I think it must be an American experience. I mean, the thing that we get on sticks at a fun fair traditionally would be candy floss. Do you have candy floss?
Yeah, but we call it cotton candy. Yeah.
Cotton candy, yeah, exactly. I mean, that's just spun sugar, isn't it?
I have a feeling it's going to be a long time before we have a fun fair here. Although they are opening stuff up.
Are they? What sort of stuff are they opening up? What's it like where you are? Where did you say you were? You were in.
I'm in Nebraska. I'm in Cozad. They're still in lockdown here. The restaurants are still closed and stuff. But I heard on the news this morning they're opening the restaurants and the hair salons and all that in Georgia and Florida and Texas.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know.
Time
will tell.
Yeah. Well, Sweden have done the similar sort of. Well, Sweden haven't locked everybody in. They've just advised people to stay at home, apparently, but they haven't enforced it. And most people are actually keeping a sensible distance. And again, time will tell, of course.
They're having lots of illness, too. I saw that on the news, that they're having a lot. So I'm not sure that it's working, but...
Dean Cooper is asking, he says, I hope you have your cowboy hat on. Have you got a cowboy hat?
No, I'm afraid that I'm not much for hats. Hats and shoes are two things I rarely ever wear.
What about when you're driving?
I usually do it barefoot. I don't wear shoes very often. I have a couple pair of Romeos laying around, which, as you know, is the most comfortable pair of shoes on the planet.
They are amazing.
But I don't wear them very often. I'm not much for shoes.
Wow. Well, if ever you come over to the UK, we will take you to an English wood, and the lovely Julia will get you to walk barefooted, because she's into walking barefoot in woodland, and she wants to get me to walk barefooted in woodland. And I think there's a term for this, and she'll tell me what it is, because I know I'm going to forget. And you'll feel at home then.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I do want to come over there as soon as this is all over. I was telling Kevin Hall a while ago that I stopped last night in Colorado, and I have a little pan that I wash my face in the morning, and there was a little stream, and I went out and panned about 3 little flecks of gold in a few minutes. I was going to film it, but as the more I thought about it, I thought this would look amazingly stupid, videotaping myself panning this gold with the pan that I wash my face in the morning, so I didn't do it.
Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. And now you've got me confused here. It's perfectly fine for you to film yourself panning with a pan that you washed your face with in the thing, because nobody would know that. But are you telling me that the pan that you washed your face in has got holes in?
No. There's no holes in a pan that you pan gold in.
Well, where does the water? Is it not like a sieve?
No. No, it has the edges are low, and as you swirl it around, the gold is the heaviest thing, and it goes to the bottom, and the black sand or quartz goes over the side. Oh no, I'll be. As soon as this is over and I can go home and get my gold pan, I'll make a video. I promise.
Oh, fantastic! We can't wait to see Jeff Kellison at the side of a little brook somewhere, panning away with all this gold. And I suppose you have to be a bit careful because, if you wash your face and what have you, and you get a loose filling and it falls out into there, you might go, "Hey, I've got gold!" Just assuming it's a gold filling, of course.
I tangled with a California highway patrolman many years ago and got hit in the face with one of those mag lights. So the era of me losing fillings are long since past.
You tangled with him. And he hit you with a mag light. That's what, a big flashlight, is it?
Yes.
What a violent man he was.
I was impetuous in my youth.
We should have seen what you did to him afterwards, no doubt, though. I bet you...
No, I came out on the bad end of that deal. No.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, Jeff. I feel bad now. I feel really bad.
It was 35 years ago, so...
Ah, right. Fair enough. Julia says it's called barefoot root walking. There we go. Walking over the roots of trees in your bare feet so that you connect with the vibrations of the earth and the inner soul of a tree. You feel the sap as it pumps through the roots. I can't make it any more poetic than that.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, I would go for that.
Yeah.
And then when we're done, can we go have fish and chips?
Yeah, then we go and have fish and chips. Absolutely. Oh, that sounds brilliant. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait for the lockdown to be finished just so that you can get over here to the jolly old UK, because we've got to do this balloon ride, remember?
Oh, I would love to be there to see that.
Well, I hope that you're going to join us.
Has the lovely Julia begun cussing me yet as you get closer to that?
No. She is as excited as I am, but we've not been able to do anything because I think we've got till the end of May next year, haven't we, to find the date? And I'm sure they're going to be busy at the end of this lockdown because nobody's been able to go up in a hot air balloon.
It is very true. And just remember, if she gets mad at me, it was Nigel Sadler's idea.
Right. Okay. We will blame Nigel Sadler.
Well, I will go. And I wish everyone that this is over soon and everybody stay safe. And if I'm not answering comments, I'm having internet issues today because I am out in the boondocks. So
you're out in the In the where?
Yeah, far boondocks, far away from civilization.
Oh, okay. You're out in the... Well, I'm amazed that you're managing to contact us at all.
Sat Brothers, I'm at a Sat Brothers truck stop. They have their own Wi-Fi thing you can log on to, and I'm using it to make the call. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't. Today, it's kind of going in and out. So.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for calling, and I hope the Wi-Fi stays for the rest of the show. We must be getting close to the end. I've got to play in a few videos.
Anyway, I will talk to everybody later.
Yeah, lovely to hear from you, Jeff. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right, bye.
Look after yourself. Bye-bye. Ah, there we go. The fantastic... Oh, have I pressed the call button? No. That's all right. Nearly called him back. He's in America. That would have ate up my data. The lovely Jeff Kellison there in Doom... Whatever it was. Doom Dock or some such. In the middle of nowhere. We're panning for gold with the same pan that he washed his face. Dear, oh dear, that's it. Take care, Jeff. Stay safe, my friend. Claire says, sorry, I just got home from work. Linda says, bye, Jeff, take care. Says Nigel Sadler says, why is it always my fault? I thought Kevin was meant to be the fall guy. Ah, well, it must have been Nigel who mentioned it. Let's go to Gabriel in the video box. Let's get out of there. Oh, hang on. Wait. Panic. How do I turn that? Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. I switched it on in a different place. That'll teach me. It's because I was doing the... Yeah, well, anyway, whatever. No, I'm in... I got my knickers in a twist there, ladies and gentlemen. Gabriel from... I nearly said from Godstone. It's not from Godstone. Wait a minute, I think I need to have a little... what is it? Face palm reset. Face palm reset. Gabriel from Glastonbury. Where are you today? Are you up at the tour, or is that somewhere else?
I've come today to Borough Mump, which is halfway between Glastonbury and Taunton, and is often mistaken by people as Glastonbury's tour when coming here for the first time. Let's go and have a look.
At 24 metres or 79 feet high, this isn't a very high hill, so you can clamber up it very quickly. The site, including the hill and the ruined church, were presented in 1946 by Major Alexander Gould Barrett to the National Trust and serve as a memorial to the 11,281 Somerset men who lost their lives during the First and Second World Wars. This area was first drained in the Middle Ages by the monks of the local abbeys to provide summer pasture. Now it is crisscrossed by ditches called rines and pollarded by willows. Borough and Mump both mean hill, so it's actually called Hill Hill. The rivers Parrot and Tone, which often flood during the winter, mingle at the base of the Mump and flow away together to the Bristol Channel. The medieval St Michael's Church, now lying in ruins at the top of the hill, was used as a refuge by loyalist soldiers during the Civil War. Soon after, the King's Army occupied it again during the Monmouth Rebellion of 1685. Centuries ago, Alfred the Great climbed Borough Mump to scan the landscape below for marauding Danes. During his reign as the King of Wessex, the Somerset Levels were a vast, marshy sea, and this natural knoll was an isolated island and ideal lookout post. It may not be high, but the views from the Mump summit are spectacularly far-reaching. You can see other islands amongst the levels, including Glastonbury's Tor and Alfred's own Royal Isle of Athelney. More of that later. Thank you for watching the video. I've been Gabriel of Glastonbury. This has been Borough Mump. You've been an audience. Back to Vobes in the studio. Bye.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? That's a place that we definitely put on the list, Gabriel, for Julia and I when we come over. I'd love to go and see that church, that chapel on the top of the hill. Absolutely. And I love the name as well. Yeah, no, definitely want to come and see that. Obviously, there are so many interesting places. We'll have to come for a week and go trucking about. I have an idea that we may end up with a tandem. I think. Tandem with a little thing on the back for little Joseph. We'll be pedalling our way around the Somerset levels. Sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm afraid to say that whilst we were watching that, I couldn't resist it, and I did eat the crust on the end of this. It's very yummy, this bread, very yummy. It's a little crusty. I'm going to have to put it in a plastic bag. I guess I'm going to try and put a slice in a plastic bag and seal it up, stop any ants getting in there. They may not know it's there. I'll probably put it in about 8 o'clock if you're still watching Dawn and John. So I'll try and do that. I'll do it in the morning, obviously. I'm not going to leave it in there overnight. And then put that so it's preserved. Talking about bare feet, Nigel Sadler reminds us that the champs, Emily Champion, runs some cross-country races barefooted. That is amazing. And being there photography, Gabriel says he'd love to see some gold panning. Yeah, we're all looking forward to that, Jeff. That would be fantastic. And Monk Stanton Man, which is not an easy thing to say, says the term for walking barefoot is uncomfortable. So, yeah, I would imagine that you have to harden up the underside of your foot. Anyway, the church is very photogenic. He also says Monk Stanton Man. Monk Stanton. Once you've said something a few times, you get it in. And boondocking. Thank you for everybody who's telling me what boondocking is. American term for pulling over and in a vehicle and staying for free. Absolutely, that's very good. Barry Stevens says there's a beautiful ruin. We will be visiting there when we can get out again. Yes, who won't? It's wonderful. Amazing to think they built it all on the top. They always think that, you know, these inaccessible places that people started to put things up on, and then we get all the problems of why we can't build such and such in our modern day world. Paul Smith says, I've just been outside looking at the Starlink satellites shooting across the sky. Don't tell them that. It'll all be off. By the way, thanks for the 38 likes. If you're enjoying the show, don't forget to give us a big like. It's very kind of you. Now, I can't remember what we've looked at. Barry, we've looked at Gabriel, we've looked at Kevin. Let's have a quick look at Adrian. Adrian, by the way, at TurboStream, loved the photography in this one. Not saying it against anybody else's, but I just particularly liked your style of photography in this. It reminded me when I'm not in the lockdown situation of going out with the tripod and getting the nicely composed shots. And I'm longing to go back and make some long format can't speak now, to fulfill the skills of my other craft, the filmmaking, and get some lovely stills. But I just wanted to say I did really like the stills in this. You don't know what I'm talking about? Let's have a look. This is Adrian from TurboStream. There we go. Isn't that nice? Very restful on the eye. Thank you very much. Do like those nice, well-composed, static shots. I'm assuming you took your tripod out with you. I was debating whether to take my tripod, but because I would be performing to camera, I did think that, is that flouting? I'm not. Whereas when I'm walking with my little GoPro and doing, the naff sort of walking about and poking it here, there, and everywhere, which is actually not my main thing. It's not really my style, but the 10-minute walk sort of developed from having the little GoPro, and I'd much rather spend time composing the photography of the shot than rehearsing something and doing it to camera and being a bit more professional. But because I'm knocking them out every day, it's just impractical to do that and edit them and do the research and present and all those things. Anyway, I'm making excuses. Apparently I didn't show good old what's his face from Midhurst, can't remember his name now, the one with the beard who keeps walking around a lot. Hello Richard, that's the one. Kevin, apparently I didn't. Sorry, I watched it because I watch all the videos beforehand. Sometimes I get confused with what I've watched beforehand and what's actually gone out. Sorry, Kevin. I do forgive you. Now, last time, Kevin looked very worried. Do you remember how worried Kevin looked when we saw him yesterday? He looked like the most worried man, as if there was Sasquatch, Bigfoot. The Sasquatch was on the loose. He looked like any minute now, out of the undergrowth, the Loch Ness Monster was going to grab him. Today, I'm pleased to tell you that it's not even Jeff, that Kevin is a lot more relaxed. Aren't you, Kevin?
Just past a gentleman walking his little Scotty dog. And the only place I could pull off the road or the track, public footpath, is this little bit here. Just in this rough bit of ground here. The footpath's just up there. I wanted to show you this. Isn't that lovely? Bluebell woods. Right down through there. Absolutely lovely. Whenever I see these bluebell woods, the carpets of bluebells reminds me of when I was a child, going for a walk where I used to live at a place called Henley Common, which is just on the 286 from Midhurst to Hazelmere. Quite a strong breeze today. In fact, it's a strong wind as it picks up. I've got the sun just up to my right behind me, so I've got to be careful how I use the camera. It's just lovely out here. Well, that's a surprise, sort of, I suppose. And I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this. I'm going to pan the camera around, or turn myself around. And just away in the distance over there is Cowdrey Ruins.
The Cowdrey Ruins. I think we're going to have to wait for the next part to see what happens from there on in. Thanks, Kevin. Kevin and I had a bit of a workshop this afternoon. He was a bit worried that some of the encoding was looking a bit fuzzy, which is true. And I've showed him how to up the bit rate so that when he encodes the videos, it's less fuzzy, because he's using a new software, the old DaVinci, which can be a bit confusing. I completely appreciate that. But he's doing very well. He's doing very well indeed. Now, I understand there's more of these satellites whizzing over the head this evening, so I'm not going to lengthen the evening by sitting here pontificating. We have 7 minutes, if anybody would like, at the very end, to be my last caller of the evening and send us out on a good way. We haven't had very many women ringing in. We did have a couple, actually, on the phone, which was very nice. So why not chance your luck with the Vobes before we go? Give us a call on 0793 4746 790, 0793 4746 790. Give us a call. Claire Leach says you're very lucky to live in Midhurst. It's a very lovely place, Midhurst, and it's got lots. It's on the edge of so much countryside all around. You know, I'm lucky to be here by the South Downs, but I can't go anywhere south because it's all the English Channel, which is a bit of a shame. So being there in Midhurst or even round Petworth Way or any of those, you've got 360-degree potential countryside walks, which is rather nice, and you don't have to get in the car to go to any of them. So that would be good. What have we got there? Turbo Stream says, anyone else for your nice comments? I have one from Pembrokeshire coming. It filmed in 2015. Yes. Andrew Frierson says, the Duke of Cumberland with all the little ponds in the pub garden. Is that where you are at the moment, in the Duke of Cumberland? It sounds like a pub, the Duke of Cumberland. And Andrew Norris says, don't forget to give the show a thumbs up. Oh, yes, we've got 38 thumbs up and 92 viewers have popped in to say hello. Hello, why not give us a call before the end of the show? Only a few minutes to go. Yes, it could be you. I'm looking at you. That's right, go and pick your phone up. Give us a quick, if you've not phoned the show before, quick natter with the Vobes. Won't keep you long because I need to go and do things. I've got to do the thumbnail and the description for tomorrow's video, which is a sort of combination of on my bike and not on my bike. So that will be interesting, hopefully. 07934746790. Give us a call or I'll have to go. What else have we got there? Don't forget. Oh, yes, I've read that. That's it. Love the bluebells. It's nice. I am missing going out and seeing the bluebells, but we still got time because the English, are they still the continental bluebells? We haven't had the English bluebells yet, have we? Or are they all up early? They might well be up early for all I know. Andy Frierson says, crikey, I wish. Oh, you wish it was a pub. Yes. Poor old you haven't been out the house, have you, since since the 70s, I think. Turbo 3 says 3 more videos shot today. Also, well done, sir. You're more prolific than I am. I seem to be the competition now is too fierce. I'm going to have to back out of this and turn into a baker, I think, and just sit with my Essie baking bread. How are we doing? 26. Well, that's it. Andrew Murphy says, hi, Richard. I watched an episode of Snug and Cozy last night and I enjoyed it. There you go. Did anybody watch any Will Hay after me suggesting it? Did anyone get into watching any Will Hay? Oh, Bluebells fully out now. Oh, I'm very upset that I haven't seen any proper, like a field of them. Matthew Holdsworth and I did go to a lovely place near Horsham, near Christ's Hospital, actually. Saw some fantastic bluebells. Was hoping to do another video this year with bluebells, but I can't think where I could go locally to me. I'm really enjoying making the videos again, says Turbo Stream. Good for you, sir. Good for you. It's all good fun, and it's lovely to see your work, and you have a ready audience here, as well as obviously putting them up on your own channels and things. Tracy Murphy says, good night. My dad loves Will Hay, says Claire Leach. Give him my regards. Your dad, not Will Hay, obviously. Well, nobody's ringing, so that's that then. Thank you very much for everything. It feels like it, Richard. I had to go out for the first time in a month yesterday for a blood test. Oh, did it come out as red? I know, everybody's is the same. I don't know why they test it. It all comes out the same colour. Judith says, great show. Sorry for being absent for 15 minutes to watch the Starlink satellites. Not knowing what the Starlink satellite sounds like, Starlight Express or a Sea-Link ferry going across the Mersey. I'm not sure that is what it is, but anyway. Andrew Norris says, I really miss the bluebells, so I appreciate pictures of them. Do you not get bluebells up in Croatia? Over in Croatia. Yeah, it's all posh till I go there. Anyway, take care one and all. Thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. Keep indoors. Don't go out. Don't make any videos. Don't even, brush your teeth. Just keep yourself COVID-free, whatever you do. It's been lovely to do another show. Should we do it all again tomorrow night? Yeah, why not? Let's do it all again tomorrow night, just for the hell of it. Till next time, thanks for joining me. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Just time for a bit more bread. No one will know, will they? Oh, lovely. Yum, yum.